Hey guys, it is Jess here with Watch Kitty Shrink. Gonna do a little fast video just talking about my surgery day and the last couple of days and kind of give somebody or everybody some tips on some protein. This will definitely help new post-ops, and I think it'll help everybody, even if you're a couple months out and struggling with protein. Maybe you've never heard of these, and it'll help. First things first that we need to get out of the way. Yes, I am recording a YouTube video in my pajamas. Today is actually going to be the first day that I go out since my surgery. Today's Saturday. I had surgery on Tuesday. While I was on vacation, I bought this new bedspread, and I have to go get new curtains. I don't have any curtains. But I haven't decided what I want to wear yet because I'm still wanting to wear things that are really big and baggy. So I thought I'd record this video and then go through the process of trying to figure out what to wear. Like these pajamas, they were 2 sizes too big when I was 285 pounds. So they basically swallow me at my weight now, but I don't care. I love them. They feel great. I'm not going to do any stats in this video because I'm strict about the once a week rule, and I like to weigh on Fridays, so I won't be doing my 1 week post-op video until Friday, and I'll go into stats there. So first I want to say I am so touched by how many people have checked up on me the last couple of days, sent me messages on here, on Instagram, just checking on me, encouraging me. You guys will never know how much all of that means to me. I thought it was only fair that I talk a little bit about my first couple days pre-op and my surgery, because I know that I have a couple of people who are just right behind me. So this might help them know what to expect. Sorry, I'm going to sit down. I usually sit on my knees to do these because I'm so short. Let's see if I can angle that down. Okay, so don't mind my literally dirty laundry behind me. Okay, so on the day of surgery, I had to be there at 5:30 in the morning, and I arrived at 5:30, and I checked in, and I'm sitting there in the waiting room with my family. Sorry. I get really tired really easy still. And I am, in my mind, I am freaking dead out. Okay, like I am scared to death. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to back out. I'm not going to do it. So they call my name. I'm the first person scheduled for surgery, period. I knew I was the first person for my surgeon, but at my hospital there are I think there's 13 operating rooms. So there's 13 different surgeons at any given time doing surgery all at the same time. But the rest of the surgeons was a little while behind her. So they call my name and they take me back and they make me go back alone, and they get me in a gown and they want me to pee in a cup for a pregnancy test. And if you know me, you'll know this next part is really weird, but I could not pee. That is so weird because I'm one of these people that can pee on demand. Tell me to pee, even if I just peed, doesn't matter, I'll pee again. Couldn't do it. And they kind of gave me a hard time. They was like, well, if we have to do a blood test, that takes 40 minutes, whereas we would know within 1 minute if you could pee. And they kind of kept harping on me about that. And I knew that I had to take an IV, which takes 45 minutes to get an IV. And it was 5:30 in the morning, and my surgery wasn't until 7:10. So I was kind of thinking, well, if you just shut up and give me the blood test, it'd be done by the time for surgery. But I know it's just their job. They just wanted that part done, but I couldn't do it. I had to do the blood test. I got in my gown. I laid down in the bed. And I'm so awkward. They make me completely strip and in the gown. And I'm thinking, why did I have to take off my underwear? You're not even touching that area. But whatever. So I'm laying there, in my little gown with a little blanket over me. And my friend, he's a pre-op nurse, comes over to see me. And, I hadn't told many people I was having weight loss surgery. But he came over and reassured me, said that, sorry guys, I get so tired. Said that my surgeon was the best surgeon and all this stuff. Made me feel a lot better, but I'm still in the back of my mind thinking, I'm going to back out. I'm not going to do it. So then they let my mom come back there, and she's holding my hand, and this guy comes over, and here we call him the I don't care shot. It's like the shot of nerve medication that they give you before you go back. And he gave me mine, and I started crying because I knew that meant it was time for surgery. And so I started crying, and he was like, baby, what's wrong? What's wrong? And my heart rate went through the roof. I said, I'm sorry. I've just never had surgery before, so I'm really scared. And he said, that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to give you another one. So he gave me 2 I don't care shots. And I remember getting in the elevator and going to this white room, and these people came in, and they was all really nice, and they was just talking about stuff like the weather, and I guess just trying to keep my mind off of it. And they pulled my bed right up next to this white table and asked me to scooch over to the white table. And I did that, and they put this oxygen mask on me, and they said take 5 deep breaths, just real deep in and push back out. And I remember getting to breath about 2. This whole video is going to be me yawning. I remember getting to breath about 2, and the next thing I know, I woke up, and there were nurses around me saying, you did so good, you did so good. And I remember her saying, are you ready for your family? And I just nodded my head, yes. And then I opened my eyes, and it was like a semi hit me. There was no pain for me. The whole experience, I've experienced no pain. But the nausea, oh my God. Immediately I started retching, and they put a bucket under me. She's the nurse, I heard her say we already gave her Zofran. At that time my mama came around the corner, and you know, I felt better. I was holding her hand, but I had to close my eyes because it was like even looking around made me so nauseous. So I kind of remember the anesthesiologist coming in and saying, give her some Phenergan right now, because we don't want her to actually throw up and hurt her new stomach. So they gave me Phenergan, and it knocked my ass out for like 4 hours. And that whole 4 hours I was still in the recovery room, and I kind of remember people coming to see me, like my mom's friends work in the hospital, my mama. I remember people coming back there, but I was so sick I couldn't open my eyes, and I was so groggy. I barely remember my mom's friend saying, I'll get you a room. The next thing I know, it was 1 o'clock in the day. My eyes popped open. I felt fine. And I looked around. I said, what time is it? And my mom told me it was 1 o'clock. And I said, I've got to get walking. So right then I started walking. I did not deal with any more nausea, any pain, anything. I had a morphine pain pump that I'd only hit twice. And that was because, what the heck? This video is going to be awful. I only hit it those 2 times because the nurses told me to in recovery, because they didn't want me to get in pain. I actually think the morphine is what was making me sick, because I had hit it that first time right before I opened my eyes. And I'm not used to strong pain medicine like that, and plus on a super empty stomach, I think that's what made me sick. But I walked the hallways a lot. Right away for me, the gas broke up really nicely. I did not have much pain at all, really. I got released from the hospital around, it was like between 6 and 7 on Wednesday night, and I came home on clear liquids, and then the next day I started back on full liquids. I'm trying so hard not to yawn. I started back on full liquids, and oh my God, this video is already 8 minutes. This is crazy. And my surgeon's office even called me on Thursday and reminded me. Now, I think everybody's right after surgery, like, schedule is different. My surgeon is pretty strict, and I say that with the utmost respect because I really believe my surgeon's one of the absolute best in the whole country. She's awesome. But now she is strict. She expected right out the gate, the very 2 days after surgery, to be hitting at least 60 grams of protein and 64 ounces of water. And Thursday, I had like a breakdown because I couldn't do it. The first thing I started with was a Premier Shake because that's 30 grams of protein, and I thought, well, if I get this in, I'm halfway there. And I started it about 8:30 in the morning, and I was still sipping on it by 5 o'clock. And I finally got it down at 5 o'clock, but every sip hurt so bad. Like, it was the most painful thing. And I couldn't get it down. It felt uncomfortable. I started crying because that was the only fluid I was getting down. I think they're just like 11 ounces and just 30 grams of protein. And I was just like freaking out. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I want to tell you that it gets better, even the next day. Yesterday was Friday, and my dad came up with, instead of doing the Premier Protein, because, you know, they're milk-based, instead of doing that, try one of my Atkins lifts. That went down so much better. No. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't even know. If I was good at editing YouTube videos, I would edit all the yawns out, but I'm too lazy and I don't know how. But the Atkins lifts went down so much better. They, because they're water-based, and it still took forever. I think it still took like 4 hours to get one down, but it wasn't making me as sick. It didn't hurt as bad. And yesterday I ended up, I think I got 45 grams of protein and 58 ounces of water, which was way better than Thursday. So I was really pleased with it. Now today, I went and got something that my surgeon's office had told me about. They said if you struggle in the first little bit to get these, and I wanted to show them to you guys. These are called New Way Liquid Protein Shots. Okay, so basically, these are 3.8 floral ounces. They're in a little tube. I took all mine out and put them in the fridge, or I'd show you, but it's just like a little test tube. Kind of looks like if you've ever been to a bar that does the Jell-O shots in the actual syringe, looking like the big plastic syringe. It looks like those kind of. It's just a big round tube. And your body actually cannot absorb 40, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So these have 42 grams of protein in just one little tube. Your body cannot absorb all of that at once, so my dietitian said to do half and half. So you do half, it's like 1.5 ounces of fluid, and you get 21 grams of protein, and then you wait a couple hours and you do the other one, and then there's your others. So it definitely helps. I mean, 42 grams of protein is a whole lot. I think this would be pretty easy for post-ops who are probably, 5 or 6 months out, because I don't think it would take you super long to get the half down, the 1.5 ounces down. For very new babies like me, it still takes a long time to get like 1.5 ounces of water down for me. I think it took me between 30 and 45 minutes. But that's worth it to get that much protein if your surgeon insists on you having that much so soon. But it'll be a little better, I think, if you can drink it just a little faster. I hope I don't have to stay on these for very long. They're kind of expensive. For 6 little tubes was like $15. And the calories are not great. I don't have to worry about that at this point because I'm getting hardly no calories. But there's like 180 calories in these. Only 2 carbs, and no sugars and no fat. But let me show you these again. No sugar, no fat, 2 carbs. They're fruit punch. It even says on the back that it's good for bariatric nutrition. I do want to discuss one thing though. There's a little bit of false advertisement on these. They say, can you see that? They say great new taste. That's a lie. Those taste god awful. But sometimes you just have to suck it up and get it down. As of this morning, I think it's around 12 o'clock, and I have gotten down like 32 ounces of protein, and I already feel a lot better. So that's just a little thing that might help. Definitely knowing that it gets a little bit easier every single day, I think, is a big help. And I did have one experience already with eating too much. I got some Wendy's chili yesterday, and I strained it out, and I got a little baby spoon, like a little toddler spoon. And I ate 2 little baby spoonfuls of that, and I didn't like it anymore. This is such a ridiculous video. And I didn't like it anymore, so I had my dad go to Dairy Queen and get me some of the gravy that they sell with the chicken strip baskets. And I took my little baby spoon, and I ate 1 spoonful, and I wait like, a minute, and I eat another one, and I waited a minute, and I started to eat a 3rd one, and it was like, whew, there was that full feeling already. Like, it was like, time out, don't eat another bite. That was the first time I think I could feel like the actual how small my stomach is, because I couldn't fit another bite in. And that full feeling lasted for like an hour or so before I could start trying to get fluids in. So I think it's a learning experience, trying to learn all about your new stomach and your new tool, but it definitely gets better. I cannot wait. I'm just going to put it out there. This is too early for me to think about it, but I can't help it. I cannot wait till I enter the soft foods thing. I'm dying to chew something. I know food should be the last thing on my mind, but it's not. I cannot wait to have some refried beans. I mean, I've been on Pinterest all day, like, looking up weight loss surgery foods. It's ridiculous. But, thank you guys again so much for all your support, and hopefully this video, it's like 15 minutes long. That's my longest video ever, and I think 12 minutes of that was me yawning. But hopefully this video is not too bad, and I will catch you guys Friday with some new stats. Hopefully it's big numbers. Bye, guys.